Hello, this is Mr. Agbamu Idonogrene. I'm here to solve this question you asked me to solve for you. So I want us to go through the question together, and please just pay attention, go look at what I'm going to explain, and you see that it's not really a difficult question. Okay, let's start. So the question says, a survey carried out recently to find the number of applicants that apply for jobs in 3 newspaper establishments revealed that 70 apply to Daily Times. So take note. So total number that apply to Daily Times, there are 70. Then 65 apply to Daily Graphics. Take note of that. Then 8 apply to the Punch. So this 8, there's mistake here. This place is supposed to be 85. I have this question in my project mathematics further maths project 1, further mathematics textbook project 1. You will see this question there in one of the exercises, so you will get it there. So this place is 85, because if you say 8 apply to the Punch, if you go through this question down, you see this place. Just watch this place. You say why 45 apply to the Punch only. See, those that apply to only Punch, they are 45. Then how can those that apply to only Punch is bigger than those that apply to all the total number of Punch? Now 8 is supposed to be total number of Punch, and those that only apply to Punch is 45, so it's not possible. So if you get this principle, you know what I'm talking about. 45 cannot be greater than those that apply to Punch. It's just like in your school, you are talking of those people in JSS1, they are more than the total number of people in the full school. It's not possible now. JSS1 is a subset of the full school. So the total number of students in JSS1 should be less than those in JSS in the full school. So if 8 is the total number of those applied to Punch, then 45 is just only Punch. These 45 do not apply to Daily Times, and they don't apply to Graphics. So they only apply to Punch only. That's what this statement is talking about. So please take note of that. I just wanted to know that there's mistake in this place. So with 85, you get your answer without any error. So take note of this. Okay, so let's go on now. So before we start, let's define each of the information given. We have Daily Times, we have Daily Graphics, and we have Punch. So there are 3 newspapers here. So this question is on 3 sets. So you are going to have a Venn diagram of 3 circles connecting each other. So let's go to our write-off page so that we write what we want. So to start, let's define each of the 3 terms we have. So let's start with Daily Times now. Let Daily Times equals to, let's use T for Daily Times. Okay, then let's use Daily Graphics. So let Daily Graphics be, let's use capital G. Please take note of this label because it will help you in your labeling of your Venn diagram. Then the last newspaper we have is the Punch. So the Punch newspaper, let's use P for Punch newspaper. Alright, so now that we have defined our terms, so without wasting time, for set notations, remember this symbol. This is the cardinality of a set. So cardinality is small letter n. So how many numbers do we have in Daily Times? So total number of Daily Times, so total number of capital T is going to be equals to 70. So you have that. Then the total number of graphics is what? Let me check the question again. So 65 apply to Daily Graphics, then 85 to Punch. Okay, so we have 65 and 85. So we have 65 here. Then those that apply to the Punch, so they are 85. So these are the 3 basic information given. So by knowing these 3 basic information, you should be able to split every other information in the right position in the Venn diagram. So let's get our Venn diagram. Let me bring out my Venn diagram. Okay, so this is our Venn diagram. Okay, so let's fill up this. Okay, let's label the values now. So universal set is not given, so universal set is always somewhere here. Let me get the symbols for all this information. Okay, so most times for universal sets, most times we use this mole symbol. Let me look for it among this symbol here. Okay, this is for intersection, union. Okay, look at it here. So this is better, or you can use this. You can either use this or this. Okay, let me use this. So this is for universal. So universal set, we don't know it now. So let me just put it here. We don't know universal set. So since we don't know universal set, that is a number of universal set is unknown. So let's give it a letter. Let's just give it a letter. Let's give it a letter Y. So we don't know this one. So we don't know universal set. And in your Venn diagram, you need to represent it in your Venn diagram. So let's put it. It's supposed to be somewhere here. So let me get the symbol again. So universal set should be placed somewhere here on the Venn diagram. So take note of that. So this universal set is here. Then let's label the other terms we have. We have capital T, we have capital G, then we have capital P. So let's take them to their place. Let me call this. Let me call here punch. It just depends. Let's call here punch. And let's call here daily times. Then let's call here. Let's call this place daily graphics. So you can see we have labeled the 3 circles. So this is circle for daily times, and the total number of daily times is 7. And you can see some connection. So all the total values I have here, there are 4 spaces in this circle now, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. So when I total all the values I'm going to get here, it's supposed to be equals to 7. The same thing with 65 for daily graphics, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the same thing for punch, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now let's start the distribution. You can see the question gave some information. Let's distribute the values in this place. So let's start. It says now 40 apply to daily times only. You see, 40 apply to daily times only. That means this is daily times circle now. Those that apply to only daily time, they are supposed to be here, because this place, this space you have here, if you look at the circle for graphics, you see part of these people that apply for daily graphics here, some of them apply for daily times and they are going to be here. The ones that apply for daily times and daily graphics, you put them here. Then those that apply for the 3, which is punch, daily times and daily graphics, you can see their connection here. This is where they are positioned. Then those that apply for daily times and daily graphics, they are here. But this one said only daily times, they are 40. So we come and put 40 there. Put your 40 here, which is in this place. That is those that applied for only 40 applied to daily times only. See, very, very important. Then 20 to only graphics, while 45 to punch. So take note of that. So 20, this 20 is for this place, graphics only. Put it there. So then the last one is, which is 45. So 45 is for only punch. Please, you need to take note of what I'm doing here. This only is different from this. 70 apply to daily times. So the full circle here is for daily times. They are 70. Then those that apply to only daily times, they are 40, and they are going to be in this place in the circle. Please take note of this. Is very, very important. The same thing with graphics. Those that apply to general graphics here, they are 65, but only graphics, they are 20, and this is where you're supposed to place them in the Venn diagram. We have a way we represent them in Venn diagram notation. So let me just, but because of time, but let me just show you the representation. If I have number that apply to, you start with, let's start with daily times. Number that apply to daily times only, they are 40. And if it's only daily time, they don't apply to graphics, they don't apply to punch. So in the Venn diagram, we use intersection to represent them. Let me get my symbol of intersection. So that is intersection graphics. Then in this graphic you must put complement. You must put complement, then intersection again, intersection punch, and in this punch you must put your complement. Very, very important. So this is how we represent it in set notation symbol. So these people, they are in this question and they are 40. So what this statement means here is those that apply to only daily times without graphics, without punch, they are 40. So this prime I have here, which is complement of a set, is telling me that they don't apply to graphics, they don't apply to punch, they only apply to daily times. They are 40 and they are supposed to be in this place. Because in this place here, there's no way circle of G can come to this 40, then circle of P can come to this 40. So this space is those alone. It's just like if I cut this place out. Let me get my pen. If I take this place out, if I take this place out like this, if I remove here out, you see everybody in this place, they don't have any link to daily graphics and punch. So this place will just be on their own. Now you can see it. This, I just wanted to pay attention to this. That's why I'm taking time to explain. This is very, very important. Please take note. So with this, you are through with setting of the first part. So if you want to represent it in this statement here in symbolic form, you can use this one. The same thing with the other ones, and that is all. So I'll fill up this space, and this space. So let's still keep going. So if you look at the question again, it says if 15 apply to all the 3 newspapers, so 15 apply to all the 3. So the place where all the 3 will stay is this place now, which is 15. That means 15 apply to all the 3, and that is this place. So 15 is going to be in this position here. So 15 apply to all the 3, and the set symbol for this one now, if you want to do this, the set symbol for this is, that means you are talking of intersection now. You're talking of the intersection of that. Talking of intersection P, intersection G, intersection T. So this one is 15. So what this one means is those that apply to daily time, daily graphics, and punch, they are 15. So they are supposed to be here. So this is how you put it in symbol. So take note. When we say those that apply to only this and this, so you use complement to remove those ones that are not involved. The ones that are involved will be here. So take note of that. Alright, then let's go on with the question. The what next? That is all. The next thing is what to calculate. So what are we calculating now? Alright, now let's see how we can solve now. So if you look at this question very well, you see that we don't know those that apply to daily times and daily graphics, which are supposed to be here. We don't know those that apply to daily graphics and punch, which are supposed to be here. Then we don't know those that apply to daily times and punch, which are supposed to be here. So we have so many unknowns. So let's see again before we move on. Let's just glance through the question. So the survey carried out shows that 70 apply to daily times, it's okay. 65 apply to daily graphics, it's okay. Then this place we corrected it to 85 apply to the punch, it's okay. Then 40 apply to daily times only, okay, it's correct. 20 apply to daily graphics only, it's okay. 45 apply to punch only. Then if 15 apply to all the 3 newspaper establishments, then that is all. The next thing is what they want us to calculate. Okay. So now that everything is given, and the question did not tell us that some people did not apply. That means everybody applied to at least a newspaper establishment. Because according to this, let me just get through the statement. A survey carried out recently to find the number of applicants that apply for jobs in 3 newspapers have been revealed that 70 okay. So that means everybody applied. So there's nobody that is outside. So assuming there's a person that did not apply, and I will put the number of that person outside. So everybody applies. So we have some missing terms now. We need to calculate these missing terms, and I think this is going to end in simultaneous equation. So we need to create some variables. So let me use which letter will I use now? Let me use small a, then B, then C. Okay, so if I put A here, okay, if I put B in this place, okay, then if I put C in this place, okay, so that means we don't know A, B, and C. Those that apply to daily times and daily graphics, that are A, we don't know them. So how do we get this value here? So our total for daily times will now get an equation from this place. So if I start with that, all I just need to do is 70 is equals to 40 plus A plus B plus 15. You can see the circle for daily times. You add all the values you have there. So 40 plus A plus B plus 15, which is 40 plus A plus B plus 15. So this is what we have. And if we simplify this further now, so let's just simplify it further fast. 40 will come over, 15 will come over, they become minus, which is 70 minus 40. This is giving us 30. So 30 minus 15, and we get 15. So 15 equals to A plus B. Okay, so let's label this as equation 1. So this is equation 1. So let's move on. Alright, so that is all for total for circle for daily times. So take note, if the total that apply for daily times are 70, so you are going to add all the values you have in this space. 40, those that apply to only daily times, plus A, those that apply to only daily times and graphics, then 15, those that apply to all the 3 newspapers, which is daily time, daily graphics, and punch. Then B, those that apply to only daily times and punch, they are this B. So take note of that. So that is for that. Then for daily graphics, which is 65, so you do same also. 65 equals to, you start now, which is 20 plus A plus C plus 15. And if you simplify this further, which is 65 minus 20, this is 55, 45, then 45 minus 15. So this is giving us 30 is equals to A plus C. So this is equation 2. So take note of this. Okay, let's move on. Then the next circle is for punch, and total for punch in our question you can see it, which is 85. You can see why I said you need to correct that place. If this is 8, then how can you add 15 plus 45 plus B plus C equals to 8? It's not possible. So all these values are supposed to be added to give us total 85. So 85 is equals to, you have 45 plus B plus C plus 15. Then if you collect like terms, 85 minus 45, this will give us 0, 4, that is 40. Then 40 minus 15, this is giving us 25. It's equals to B plus C. So please, let's take note of this. Let's be sure to avoid mistake. 85 minus 45 minus 15, so it's 25. Very correct. Okay, so you can always check when you are solving to avoid mistake. So this is giving us the third equation, that is equation 3. This equation 3. So now that you have the 3 equations, 3 unknowns, A, B, C are the 3 unknowns. So how do we solve? Let's start with equation 1. So we say from equation 1. Okay, let's make A subject. If I make A subject, so I want to eliminate A now. If I make A subject, so I'm going to have A is equals to, so 15 minus B. That means this is going to give us another equation, which is equation 4. So if this is equation 4, let's move on. This equation 4, then I need to substitute it now. Okay, let me just use this same page. So I need to substitute. substitute 4 into, let's substitute 4 into 2, since we have a here. So let's put 4 into 2. So we're going to have something like this. So which is 30 equals to a plus, and a is 15 minus b, which is 15. Oh, sorry, which is 40. Let me see. Equation 2, that is 30. 30 equals to, so 30 equals to a is 15. 15 minus b, 15 minus b, then plus c, and if we conclude this, 15 crosses over, it becomes minus, which is 30 minus 15, which is 15, which is 15 is equals to minus b plus c. Alright, so this is going to give us another equation. So let's call it equation 5. So with this, we are good to go. Let me complete my calculation on this side. Let me finish my calculation here. Okay. So what are we going to do now? Now that we have equation 5, all we need to do now is we need to compare equation 3 and equation 4, since they are the one that have b and c as a common variable. So all I need to do now is I'll just say equation 3 minus, or should I, is it minus? Let me see. Okay, let me add, since b plus minus b is 0, so let me add. So equation 3 plus equation 5. So let me add, so 3 and 5, which is 25 plus 15. You get what we are doing? So 25 plus 15, equation 3 plus equation 5, which is 25 plus 15. This is going to give us 40 is equals to, then b minus b here. So b plus minus b is 0, so b is gone. Then 2c plus c is going to give us 2c. So 2c. So without wasting time now, divide both sides by 2. You see c is already known now, so therefore now c is equals to 20. So that one is known, so c is settled. Then if we continue, if you now substitute c into equation 3, we'll get b now. So if you substitute the value now, the value of c into 3. If I substitute it into 3, what am I going to get? So this equation 3 to 25 is equals to b plus 20. You get it now. This is 25 is equals to b plus 20. So without wasting time on this, b plus 20 not equals to, so without wasting time, b is what now? So if you collect like terms, b is going to be equals to, b is equals to 5. So 25 minus 20 is 5. So you settle that. So now that we know our b and c, so a can be known now. So from equation 1, so if I substitute value of b now, if I substitute the value now, the value of b into 1, I'm going to get what? Which is 15 equals to, that is 15 is equals to a plus, and b is now 5, a plus 5, and this is going to give us a to be what? So a is going to be 10. So a is equals to 10. So I think all the calculations are correct. 15 minus 5, 10 is okay. 25 minus 25. So that is all. So now we know our a, b, and c. So now that the values are known, all I need to do now is to fill up my, let me put all my values there. Let me just copy and paste there. Okay, let me carry it here. So I know my A now. Let me copy this also. I don't want to draw another Venn diagram because of time. So put this one here. Then the last one, which is C. Then put this one here. Okay. Okay. So that is that. So take notes. Let me see if I can take this one. Okay. 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 So now that we have our values, I just want you to take note of A, B, and C. So the question is over. Now let's go to what the question says we should calculate. So what are we calculating? It says find number 1, the number that apply to both the daily times and the daily graphics. You see? So those that apply to daily times and daily graphics, the question did not say only. Take note of that. So those that apply to daily times and daily graphics, so they are 10 plus 15. So daily times, daily graphics is 10 plus 15. But if it says only daily times and graphics, that means P prime is going to come up in the intersectional. So that means it's going to be 10. So those that apply to only daily times and daily graphics, they are 10. Because if you look at the circle of punch, you can see it. If you take this circle out, you see 10 is for T and G only. But now the question did not say that. It said for T and G, those that apply for both of them. So 15 also apply for T and G, 10 also apply for T and G. So you just add them, T plus 15, which is 25. So to complete our solution now, that is let me just finish up now. So Roman figure 1, our answer is 10 plus 15, which is 10 plus 15. So this one is going to be 25. So Roman figure 1, the answer is 25. So let's go to the second one. Okay. So the second one says we should do what? It says the number that apply to the daily times and the punch. Okay. So daily times and punch, which is 5 plus 15. So this is 5 plus 15, and this is going to be equals to 20. So you settle this. Okay, then number 3, what are we calculating? Those that applied for, let's see, the number that applied to both the daily times and the punch. Okay, so daily times and punch. Wait, let me see. It's like I missed the other one up. Second one says daily times and the punch. Okay, sorry, daily graphics and punch. Okay, so daily graphics, so which is 15 plus 20. That is 15 plus 20, and this is going to be equals to 35. Yes, we settled that. Okay, then finally number 4, what are we calculating? Let's see. Number 4, we are calculating what? Number 4 says the number that apply to at least one newspaper establishment. Okay, this is the total number of the people. So this universal set they are asking for now. You say the number that apply to at least one newspaper establishment. You get what they are saying now? At least one, that means those that apply to an establishment. So it's the total number they require in number 4. So it's the total number they require. the number that apply to at least 1. And when we say at least 1, we are talking about 1 and above, which is the total number, which is this 40. That's 40 plus 10 plus 20 plus 5 plus 15 plus 20 plus 45. Okay, and this is going to be equals to what? Okay, let's add it fast and see. Let me copy this out. Let me remove this first. 45. So that is 155. This is equals to 155. So that is all with this first question. So take note of everything we did in this first question. Go through this video carefully. You will understand everything very well. Take note of how the question comes out. We have 3 sets: daily time, daily graphic, and punch. You see the way I analyze it step by step. If you wish to bring out the Venn, the set notation symbol, you can bring it out, but most times we don't really, it's not compulsory that you must bring them out. So take note of that. So the fourth question here, this number 4, let me move this so that you can see it. So the fourth question we just solved, which is those that apply to at least 1. So at least 1 is the general total, because look at this place now, 40 applied here, 10 applied there. So when you add the general total, you get for at least 1. So this is all for this question. So take your time, go through the video, look at the question again. You see that they are not difficult and it's easy. So thank you so much for watching this video, for following the lesson. Do have a nice day.